go and check on the status of his court appearance on January 9, 2012 to see if he was to appear in court this month. I was told by the court clerk that there was no court appearances in the month of January 2012 for Mr. Chamberlain. I told the court clerk that I needed this information for Mr. Chamberlain because he was not allowed on the court property, and that Mr. Chamberlain needed this information to make sure his witnesses knew of his court appearances at the time and the day. To whom it may concern, my name is Douglas Jones and I am a 15-year resident of Courtenay, British Columbia, and I was asked by Gary Chamberlain to attend a court hearing on November 21st, 2011 on or around 11 p.m. to hear the proceedings at room 222, 420 Cumberland Rd Courthouse. I was about to enter the courtroom from the hallway and I could see through the window of the courtroom. I could see Mr. Chamberlain sitting at a table with an officer of the court standing at the end of the table where Mr. Chamberlain was sitting. As I went to open the door to enter the courtroom, the officer looked toward me at the door and he gestured to me, shaking his head, and placed his right hand on what appeared to be his service gun. This action made me feel uncomfortable and threatened. Therefore, I did not enter the courtroom, so I just left the courthouse. That's the end of it.
Gordon.
Okay, this is a statement that I wrote for Gary Chamberlain that should have been entered into his court hearing when he was tried for assaulting a police officer. I was a witness to his court proceedings, and I wrote this letter because I wasn't allowed in the courtroom to be a witness for Mr. Chamberlain for his court appearances for assaulting a police officer, which were dropped because the police officer assaulted him and not the other way around, and the charges were dropped against Mr. Chamberlain, beside the point that the charges were dropped. The evidence, Mr. Chamberlain's evidence, wasn't allowed in the court, and I think that that's brought in this trial into disrepute.
How did you feel about you not being allowed in the court? Is there any
Well,
legal...
I feel that my rights are violated one way or the other, even if I wasn't going in there to just see Mr. Chamberlain. I wasn't allowed to go into a court of law, and I felt threatened, and just as even going in there for a witness for someone else, I don't feel like I should be threatened in a court of law to not enter the room.
So this letter that you've entered into the record is the truth?
It's the truth.
And it was witnessed?
And it was witnessed. And I think that the court system lied to me and lied to Mr. Chamberlain, because a few days later Mr. Chamberlain received a summons at his son's home where he doesn't even live, and he would have missed these court appearances if he hadn't got that summons from somewhere where he doesn't live. When I specifically went in there and asked them for the court time and date, and they refused to give me that information for Mr. Chamberlain, that violating Mr. Chamberlain's rights again, as not being notified properly by the court when he was to appear at the court.